everybody? Welcome back to the OHIO podcast. I'm your host, Buckeye Boggs, aka the Podfather, and you are you. And we're thankful that you decided to join us this evening live, the longest reigning, defending Sunday evening live discussion show on the internet for Ohio State fans. That's right. I'm claiming it because it's 100% factually true. Often imitated, never duplicated. It's the OHIO podcast. Make sure you hit the like button down there. Hit it, smash it. Make sure you share the show this evening. Let's get a big old number in here tonight, this Sunday evening. Good to see all of you with us tonight here on our YouTube channel. Now, guys, before we dive in too deep this evening, I do have to give a little thank you out there for everybody, including MyBookie. MyBookie has been sponsoring us this football season. Head over to MyBookie. Use promo code OHIO. Still good. $500 bet back insurance over at MyBookie. That means you can get that $500 that you laid down on whatever game this past weekend, thinking you were going to get big and it didn't go well. You guess what? They're going to give it back to you to bet again over at MyBookie simply by using our promo code OHIO. And of course, a Place at Home Senior Care sponsoring the show this evening right here in Dublin, Ohio. They provide home care supportive services for your loved ones. Medication reminders, helping them get dressed in the morning, mobility issues, anything like that that your loved one could use and need. A placeathome.com/Dublin. Go check out their website or give them a call, 740-472-8181. Their link is down in the comments section below. And of course, by all means, go check out our Patreon. It's hopping over there. Chris is out there laying all kinds of hate on Notre Dame and the NCAA and getting all kinds of people worked up. Mika's out there dropping recruiting information and reviews. Chris and I are doing what we call Buckeye commitment reviews. When a Buckeye commits, when a player commits to Ohio State, we bring up his highlight film. We put him in our little fancy algorithm and give him a ranking. People are loving that. And of course, who doesn't want to love the Illuminati podcast? We all love Mika. And of course, Buck Vader is the best insider in Buckeye Nation, hands down. It's not even close. We're going to keep bragging about him. You know how good he is, guys? This is how good he is. Someone tried to poach him. Another podcast, another media company here in Buckeye Nation tried to poach our boy. And guess what? I'm calling him out over on Patreon. So if you want to know who it was, tomorrow I'm going to be making a video about who tried to take away Buck Vader from the OHIO podcast. Thank goodness he is loyal to us and wants to see us grow. And why don't you go ahead and just get you some Buck Vader merch over at the store while you're at it. That's right. The OHIO podcast has a merch store commercial coming later. Brand new commercial for you guys today. And one more person is sponsoring the show. Believe it or not, NBC is with us tonight. Just in case you didn't know, this podcast is brought to you by NBC. So we're going to get a lot of Nico takes tonight, apparently. We're going to get that tonight. Chris is with me. Bart is with me. Alex is with me. Good evening, gentlemen. Good to see you guys tonight. Let's get right into it, everybody. Ohio State 48, UCLA 10. We'll go, let's go counterclockwise. We'll start with you first, Alex. Your thoughts on Ohio State's win yesterday?
God, I hate that they scored 10. Darn it, Devin Sanchez. It is what I expected. Once the backups came in, they would score. Obviously there were some things to work on from this. And just like last week too, against Purdue, it wasn't the cleanest game in certain aspects. Obviously some injuries that we'll talk about later on. But overall, when you can practice in game and win by 38 and still not play your best ball yet, that's a pretty good sign for things to come. So we're right at the last leg of the regular season here. Got to finish strong, got to get healthy, and hopefully see this thing through to 12-0 and get ourselves back to Indianapolis, where we're long overdue to be. So very happy
Bart?
about it.
Well, first of all, I think somebody tried to poach me too, but you said that was fine, that I can go. But you must like Buck Vader a lot better than me. I get that, but um, I'm kind of with Alex. I didn't like the defense giving up late, but that's how spoiled us Buckeyes are, giving up scores. I actually, a weird thing. I'm glad that Saban struggled with backups. You don't want to get to the Michigan game just cruising through the whole year and counting on Smith and Tate. I think that will really help us in the long run. But it is what it was that we all thought it was. So enjoyed the game. It's always great to have a win.
Chris?
It's definitely some things we still have to work on. Good to see a solid running performance. But you know what? That being said, Eric, we did the preview show, and UCLA is what we thought they were. They are not a good team, and it was a good win. Don't get me wrong, but I still feel like we got a lot to work on.
We don't have a lot of time to work on it, guys.
I know.
I agree.
Game 11, man. Like,
I know.
There's not a lot of time to I mean,
you know what? It only took about 3 weeks last year to work on it.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, do you think that we are holding back?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that, like last year after the Michigan game, we just kind of unleashed the offense? Do you think that's going to happen in the Michigan game instead of championship week?
If we have to, yes.
Yeah.
I think Ryan Day, in my opinion, is going to. What's the line that was going to say as little as possible, if that? From all intents and purposes, talking about how he goes out. He's going to show as little as possible, if that. The more he can save for the playoff run, the better. But the more if he feels he needs it, he's going to go to
it. So interesting this morning. Little birdie told me that Nico actually told UCLA he had a concussion.
No, like digging into it by the medical staff to like check to see if he actually had it.
I mean, what are you going to do?
All you got to do is tell them you have the symptoms.
Yeah, all you got to do is say these are the symptoms I'm dealing with, and they're going to be fair. Like, you're not playing.
Yeah.
So this little birdie said that the rumor was that Nico's family suggested that he do that because he was going up against the number one defense in the country. It didn't go so well for him when he was here last year. And besides all that, let me ask you this question. If Nico did, have a concussion, what in the world is he coming all the way over to Ohio for this game?
Team support.
No, not when you're concussed. You are in a dark room with your eyes closed.
Not on an airplane with the pressure,
There's no way in my mind that was legitimate. Nico, your thoughts, please. Can we get your thoughts on this?
He's got nothing
quiet.
To say,
Eric. Nothing to say there, huh? Okay.
Well, Eric, Nico is for Nico. That is 100. He is not a team player. We saw that when he transferred from Tennessee. You just don't do that with that. And his family's right. They want him to go to the NFL. They couldn't care less about college football. And
he's not
too bad, but he is not an NFL quarterback. They got a rude awakening, but
he ruined that by going to UCLA and not staying with Tennessee.
I think he was chasing the money, which he knows he's not going to get in the NFL. So this is his one opportunity. So smart on his part if he doesn't think he's good enough. But I completely agree with you, Eric. That's a little suspicious about coming all the way. I never thought about that.
That's what the quarterbacks don't have talent do, is they chase the bag and go to schools where they can't be developed. Just saying.
Yep.
Tyler says, I got a serious question. How many times did they look at Nico during the game? Dude,
a lot.
we
Too
were
much.
joking last night that if you were playing a drinking game with the sideline shots of Nico, you were at the ER with blood alcohol poisoning because there was
Yes.
no way you were on your deathbed last night from that experience.
You were intoxicated by the half.
Oh my gosh.
Easy.
The amount of times they cut away to Nico. That's why I'm joking tonight because it was ridiculous how many times NBC was like, let's show Nico again, and here's Nico again, and here's Nico again. As far as the game is concerned, I'm with you, Bart. There was definitely a difference between Julian Sane with Jeremiah Smith and without Jeremiah Smith.
Yes.
Shout out to Ennis for 6 catches yesterday, but he only went for 30 yards on those 6 catches. Obviously more of a possession guy there. Rogers had his first touchdown catch. That was nice to see. But overall, the running game was good, and we're going to get into what was it. We're going to talk about that in the second part of the show. But let me just say this. I feel like Ohio State, Ryan Day said a couple weeks ago, we'll know when to put the foot on the gas. Ryan, now's the time. Like, it should have been yesterday. I feel like that was the time to, like, let's go. If we are holding back next week, I'm starting to have second thoughts about what's going to happen in Ann Arbor. Not going to lie.
I mean,
I'm not sweating it, not because we're great, but because they suck.
yeah.
Well,
Listen, when it comes to that, I kind of figured that the chemistry just wouldn't be there with these other wide receivers like it is obviously with Tate and Smith and stuff like that. Obviously, Ennis, he was my pick preseason on this show for, the most receptions or something, I believe. Boy, has he let me down significantly. And I expected him to step up a lot more last night. And I mean, he did in some ways, didn't in some other ways. I mean, I totally agree with the sentiment, though, that this is going to do a lot of good, not just for this year, but for the future, getting these other wide receivers reps, building depth for the playoffs at that position, especially, and stuff like that. Kind of wish, would have happened a little sooner, given the fact that now all of a sudden we got, maybe some potential serious injuries with 2 big players in that room. But nothing we can do now. Just don't play them next week. Hope they're good by Ann Arbor, and we put it all together for that game and get ourselves to Indy and see what happens after that. But I'm not worried about Julian. After all that last night, he still threw for like 74 or something %, right? So he still was accurate. Didn't put up quite the fancy numbers for the Heisman race, but other guy, Ty Simpson lost yesterday. Fernando Mendoza, who cares? The Heisman will probably come down to Indianapolis anyway if we get there. So
yeah, I think I agree with that. Buck Vader, if you were playing the drinking game last night with your nurse, that I would have loved to have seen that. I'm not gonna lie. I would have
Wait, which one of the nurses is he trying to hit on, Eric?
I don't know. Vader, you son of a gun, you.
I think that was Ryan Day's plan last year, coasting until the playoffs, and it bit him in the butt against Michigan. I think he knew what he had as an offense. Obviously, first game at Tennessee, I just think he was going to not show anything, and it bit him in the butt. He couldn't change. I guess he's not going to do that again this year. He's going to do it one game sooner, I believe. Well, he's got to. I mean, he's a good coach. I can't see him doing it 2 years in a row.
Better. That's all I got to say, man. It's you have people like Chris calling for his head in 2 weeks on a Sunday night.
I was the voice of reason here last year. If you remember, right?
Okay. Sure. Sure you were, buddy. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Let's get into our grid card. Report card. Let's start with the offense first tonight. Ohio State had 218 passing yards, 222 rushing yards for a total of 440 yards of offense, 6.6 yards per play, 25 first downs. 6 of 11 on third down, 2 of 3 on fourth down. They possessed the ball for 34 minutes and 59 seconds and had 0 turnovers. Alex, you get to go first. Your offensive letter grade from yesterday.
Given the circumstances of obvious injuries to key players and, being able to still put up that many yards, regardless if it's against UCLA or not, I'll be fair. I'll give them a B+ because of that. Obviously, the passing game wasn't as pretty as we normally are used to. The run game was a lot better, and obviously we'll get into whether that was more us or more because of them. But I'll be fair. I'll give it a B+ simply because I liked what I saw from the run game, the running backs, especially James Peoples. Kudos to him for finally showing us what we know he can be, and hopefully he continues to turn that on and be a weapon for us. But without Jeremiah and Carnell Tate, it was pretty solid for what it was. I'll give it a B+.
I have to give it a solid B, and I guess this is where we're at the fan base. You ask any other team in the Big Ten and show them our stats with the running game and passing game and completion percentage and what we put up offensively, it's an A+ for every other team. But given the potential that we know we can have, the running game I think is a shot in the arm, especially yesterday. But I give it a solid B.
Given the circumstances, I think they're lucky to get the B- I'm giving them. I don't think the offensive line looked super yesterday. I do think the run game looked decent. Bo Jackson had a couple of great runs out there. Peoples had a tremendous run. I think Isaiah had a really good run as well. But overall, I feel like we underachieved versus this team. And don't give me the crap about, well, Carnell wasn't out there. JJ wasn't out there. You know what? You can't tell me that these other guys don't practice at all with Julian Sand. And if they aren't, then shame on Ryan Day and Brian Hartline. So I'm going to B-.
We got 1 B+, 1 B, 1 B- that averages out to a B. That's what I'll take. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball. The defense allowed 154 passing yards, 68 rushing for a total of 222, 4.6 yards per play. They only gave up 8 first downs in the game. They got off the field a bunch on third down. UCLA was only 5 of 13 on third down and 0 for 2 on fourth down. UCLA only possessed the ball for 25 minutes and 1 second, but there were no turnovers produced by that defense. Alex, your defensive letter grade.
God, I almost feel like we have to start doing this as starting defense letter grade and then backup defense letter grade, because that backup defense keeps screwing up what the starting defense does. But obviously it's a cumulative effort. No turnovers, no sacks. That stinks against a team like that. We should have a few of both, I think, against a team like that. So I will give them, simply because they held a shutout so long until the Devin Sanchez, let's call it what it is, he ruined it. I'll give them a solid A-.
I'm going to go, the lack of pass rush is very, very concerning with our starters. And as bad as I don't really like Mendoza, he's a heck of a quarterback. I think he's going to pick us apart if we don't have if he says Becker all day, which what they're doing. But giving that, I have to go with a B. And I think I should go first because Alex has everything I want to say, but he says it already. But with starters and backups, I think I give it a solid B.
If I look at this as a whole and not as a starters and backups, I got to go B- again. As Alex said, no turnovers, no sacks. We were facing a team that yesterday, when they came in, were 123rd in the nation in sacks allowed. 123rd out of 136 teams? And we could not get a sack against them. That is a problem. They improved 21 spots because Ohio State did not. get a sack against them. That is disgraceful. This defense is too good for that. And I'm not even going to get started on Devin Sanchez. I'm just going to call it a bad game and hope he moves past it, because, my God, he seemed out of position or doing something wrong with every step he took.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what he is.
Hey, Chris, do you think it's
he's
more
good.
scheme? Do you think this is what Patricia's going for?
No.
Or do you think it's players?
I think it's a lack of performance on the part of the players. And I'll tell you what, I used to blame scheme for a lot of things. And under Knowles, I'll still blame scheme for a lot of things. But, I've listened to what Jonathan Wells has said when he's come on this podcast. And he always insists this: you can't blame the coaches because it's the players that have got to execute. And we are not getting execution out of that defensive line right now.
I think in man coverage is where Devin Sanchez needs a lot of work.
Yeah, I agree.
When he's one-on-one with somebody, for some reason, he just isn't reacting quick enough. Like you said, he just seems out of position. Something's not quite clicking there like we thought it was in the springtime. And obviously he's not a starter yet, so that's like not as much of a concern. But if somebody goes down and they want to put him in over like an Aaron Scott or whomever, he's got to be able to perform. Because if we have to put him up in Ann Arbor, if we have to put him in, all of a sudden that Andrew Marsh looks like the second coming of Jerry Rice just because Devin Sanchez can't cover him. So got to figure that out, definitely, for sure. Because before he came in, before we put the backups in, that defense, outside of the sacks and pass rush and stuff, I mean, they were holding them pretty much to nothing. And then all of a sudden, just on him.
And he is a freshman. To his defense, he is a freshman. But that being said, if you're going to play with the big boys, you better be ready.
Yeah.
To that point, Chris, I felt it was very unfair that people were putting the label on him as the J.J. Smith of the defense of this
absolutely
class.
Not. Yeah.
That, when you do things like that, when people on other podcasts do things like that, I cringe. You have no idea how a player is going to react from high school to college. That is a huge step. And it generally takes a solid season or two for them to get acclimated to the speed of the game from high school to college. Jeremiah Smith is not human.
Yeah.
And you got on me all the time last year because I kept saying, as a freshman, he was the best receiver before he even stepped on the field.
Yeah,
I turned out to be right, but in that case, he's a freak.
He's a special case.
He was not born from a womb.
Yeah.
He was made in a lab somewhere. I'm convinced of this.
Was it the same lab I was made in, Eric?
Yes, Bart.
Okay.
It probably was.
I thought we came from the same one.
Whatever coach kicked him off a team as a kid, that guy's got to feel like the biggest idiot in the world.
Yes.
Right? Like, oh man, how could you ever?
Michael Jordan got kicked off. He didn't make his high school team either. So.
Blows your mind, right?
Yeah. What was the letter grade you gave him, Eric?
The defense, I gave him a B+ because I'm able to kind of separate a little bit of what I see from the first half and the second half in trash time. I agree with you guys. I was a little hard on Sanchez in my good, bad, and ugly video this morning. I put him under the bad because I thought he played bad. But I also want people to understand that what we are seeing is a young kid getting acclimated, and this is a good thing. Kind of like you, Bart, you said it was good that Julian struggled a little bit with the backup wide receivers. I think it's good that Devin's got film on what went wrong. Because now the coaches, and I know the coaches are doing this. Of course they're doing this. They're sitting down with these kids and saying, see what you did here? This is why you don't do that, right? Sometimes it takes doing it wrong on the field to correct it, and better it happened in the second half of a blowout against UCLA, like you said, Alex, than in a one-score game in Ann Arbor in 2 weeks if he has to play. But I also think that seeing that should make Ohio State fans feel a little bit better about who we currently have out on the field. Yes?
Yes. And this was something that I personally griped about with Ryan Day for the last 3 years was he's not playing backups enough, especially when we have a team put away and we're waiting until like 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter to put backups in. This is so great for development currently and
100%.
for the future.
100%.
It was racking my brain why he wasn't putting backups in as much as possible when we had the chances to, and he's finally doing it. So I can't complain too much because finally we're building the building blocks for the future too. So,
Well, in Ryan Day's defense, Sanchez has been playing this year in crucial times, not
Texas.
just backup roles. And he was the number one rated defensive back coming out of this whole freshman class. So he's already got that label on him that if you don't come out there and be a Jeremiah Smith, then you're a bust. I think that's wrong.
Right.
But your first obligation is to win the game. But I do agree that you could get. But I think he's learning because you get some of these backups in crunch time where your veterans are around them. So when they do make a mistake, it won't be so bad. Somebody else can clean up your mistake, and I think that's what it is. But yeah,
the reps are huge.
Same thing with Peyton Pierce, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Sonny's gonna graduate, so he's gone, and shout out Alex for calling out Arvel Reese, although he's kind of gotten a little lost in the sauce last couple weeks. It's almost like we were saying it's like he's playing bored. It's like he's bored out there. He's
just always there and too good. So it's just like falls asleep, gets a tackle, falls asleep.
But that what I'm saying is I think Arvel Reese is going to the NFL. I mean, let's face it.
He's a projected top 10 pick right now.
Yes,
top 3.
I saw him top pick. That's what that latest one I saw today.
So I mean, come on, guys. Peyton Pierce, your time is now. You know.
Come on now.
But Sincere Johnson maybe next year a little bit as well.
Well, you saw Riley Pettijohn too.
Yes,
I mean he's been in there. I mean,
yes,
great player.
That's good call, Bart. That's right. So we have to get these guys ready because we go to Austin, Texas in what, game 2 or 3?
3.
Game 3? All right. All right, let's move on to our Buckeye leaves, guys. Great discussion there on the grade card. This is going to be a lot of fun because I think we're going to have some different names than what we've had traditionally in the last few weeks. Offensive player of the game, Alex.
I want to give it to him, but he only had 42 yards rushing. Can I give it to all the running backs? Can I do that? Is that allowed?
We'll call you Aaron if you do. We'll call you Aaron.
Nah, I'll give it to one. I will give it to James Peoples. And even though he only had 42 yards rushing, he did have those 2 touchdowns, and boy, were they nice. They were really nice. I mean, we've been waiting for this guy to show what we've seen a little glimpses of in the past, and he got his chance. We've been rotating 3-4 running backs. CJ Donaldson was out, gave him a little more opportunity this game, and he made the most of it. He shows what he can be in this offense. He can be a weapon if given the proper blocking, which crazy how when Tager was out, everything seemed to go better in the run game. Tager comes in, running game gets stifled a little bit. Bizarre. But I gotta give it to him. I think he can turn this into something to be a huge weapon for this run we're about to go on. So I'll give it to him.
Okay.
I have to give. I think the obvious one's Bo Jackson, but Brandon Ennis is who I give it to. Okay. With the other two stepping out, Ennis stepped up. And it kind of shows how great Tate and Smith are. And I'm not just saying they're making catches. They're getting separation. And that's what you didn't see yesterday. You saw receivers being covered. And they're young. They'll learn how to do that. But when he throws it deep, I think at one to Mylan Graham, Tate and J.J. Smith catch it for a touchdown, that deep pass. But Ennis, he made some really tough catches. He didn't get separation, but he made catches when we really needed him on third down too. So for that, I think he stepped up and he gives my offensive player of the game.
I am going to go with Bo Jackson. So, I toyed with the idea of Isaiah West even. Had Bart gone with Bo to do exactly what Alex said and give the running room, back room their credit. But I'm going to go with Bo.
All of them averaged above 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, all three
All
of
of them scored a touchdown.
them.
At least one.
Great.
Yeah, Bo Jackson. But yeah, I'll save that for later. Bo Jackson was my player of the game. But I also want to shout out Austin Severveld had a really good game on the offensive line.
How about Tegra? Tegra should be your player of the game.
Chris, you son
Where's
of a
Cory at?
Yeah, he's on a Tegra bender is what he's on.
So hey, with these running backs scoring these touchdowns, it just shows you Ryan Day is not playing for the Heisman. If that's what you thought I was going to say, Eric.
It wasn't, but
he's not throwing down at the 3-yard line to the 4-yard line, getting touchdowns and saying just for the simple fact of getting touchdowns. He is giving the running backs opportunity.
But the way he threw Julian back out there multiple times in that third quarter.
That was a Heisman push. And all it did was hurt him ultimately.
Well, I don't think so. I think he was playing like crap, and he wanted to end on a good note. There was when we were watching the game, it's like he's going back out there because he was bad throw and he wanted to leave on a good note. I think it had zero to do with Heisman, him going back out there in the third quarter.
Okay.
I could see both sides. I could see both sides though.
All right, defensive player of the game.
Boy, I mean, no sacks, no turnovers. That stinks. But I'll give it to the obvious choice here. I'll give it to Sonny Styles. 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Just he was there when we needed him yesterday. I'm glad a lot more guys got in yesterday as well. And if I could give a defensive Buckeye leave to Lorenzo Styles just for that kickoff return alone, the most beautiful thing I've seen in 15 years, obviously, I would, but that's not a defensive thing. So I'll give it to his brother, Sonny.
Well, see, Alex, Lorenzo was going to be my guy for the kickoff because I think it's defense, special teams. But I'd have to give it to Caleb Downs just for being him. He started off the game with a nice tackle behind line of scrimmage. And he just doesn't make mistakes. With nobody really standing out yesterday, he's the leader of that defense, and when he's in there, they're almost unbeatable.
Can I interject here real fast?
Yeah.
On that tackle Caleb Downs had, what was he drinking? What was that?
Is that like tea?
Was he making some tea?
Yeah.
What's the reference though for like? He didn't put his pinky up though.
I don't know.
That's because that would get you slapped on the football field.
Well, Zeke he was eating. He was eating all the time, and maybe Caleb is drinking all the time. I don't know. He's got some elixir going or something.
Maybe.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
Hey, maybe he was playing the Nico game with us.
Oh,
is that why he got taken out?
He was cracking a helmet.
Yes.
He was cracking a helmet, and now he's like, you're over on the sideline drinking Gatorade.
Nico didn't want a third cracked helmet.
Nico, what do you think about that, buddy?
He's still not talking. I'm just telling you what. Stone cold faith, Eric.
He said, "Stop cracking me up." That's what he said.
No comment. Chris.
Give me Caden Curry. I was disappointed there was no sacks yesterday, but he played a really solid game. Still 5 tackles, tackle for loss. I thought he did pretty well.
All right, offensive play of the game, Alex.
Can I make it? Can I make it that kickoff return?
Yeah, you can, sure. Why not?
Perfect. Listen, the last 2 seasons, fellas, that we've either returned a punt or a kickoff for a touchdown, we've won a national championship.
Ooh.
So here we are. 2nd year in a row we've done one of those with whether it be a punt or a kickoff. And God, the fact that it was the first time in 15 years. And then they put out another stat that said it was the first time since 2005 or something. It was from end zone to end zone for Ohio State since Ted Ginn. We can't wait that long for these. We got to figure out the special teams for the future. We can't go 15 years without one of these. That's nuts to me. So
Okay.
I'll give
I
it to
got-
Lorenzo.
Thank you. It was great. I got it. And Hugh says Curry had a punt block also. Well, sort of.
Yeah.
No, we're going to touch on that later, Eric.
Okay. Bart, your offensive play of the game.
I'm going to go with the obvious, James Peoples. That was a heck of a athletic play, but to do that and be able to stay up and run for the touchdown, you're not going to see that very often, especially out of a backup running back now. But I think it's so valuable to get him this confidence, I guess. And you saw the confidence grow each game that he's getting in there. But yeah, that's which one I'm going for.
Man, those are both great choices, and those were my two choices coming in. But I feel like Eric needs to do more work, so I've got to come up with a third. So
don't make Eric do work.
I know it's an every week thing, but my goodness, the one-handed catch. Come on, the one-handed catch by Jeremiah Smith is such a thing of beauty. He does it every week, but it's still so nice.
His eye tracking is nuts. It really is. He just doesn't miss those. It's crazy.
It's become so consistent every week.
Yeah.
That it's almost lost its luster a little bit because we almost just expect it. And every time they zoom in and they do a close up and you see how big his hands are.
Yes.
And yes, exactly, Bart. Again, same lab. You guys have huge hands, same lab. Unbelievable. All right. I was gonna. You couldn't go wrong with either Peoples or Lorenzo Styles Jr. there. Good call, guys. All right.
Can I throw out a special mention here real quick to Eric?
Absolutely.
Was it Isaiah West who they had stopped the run at the line of scrimmage and he pushed his way through and got that first down? That was another really great play.
Yeah, the other honorable mention I would pick is Lincoln Kleinholz with the freaking bulldoze.
Yes.
I mean, that's got to be on there.
That might be the hit of the game with from the offensive side.
True.
And what I loved about it is he gets up and gets right
talking.
in the guy's face. Do you think he got up and he's just like, I'm, da-da-da, da-da-da. Like, I don't know what he said there, but holy smokes.
And that people are just rooting for him like crazy on the sidelines, and they're just hyping him up. And, it's so great to see a backup quarterback do that.
An Iron Buckeye.
That's right. That's right. Good call there, Alex. Don called that one as well. All right, let's go to the defensive play or hit of the game.
I'll give it to Kenyatta Jackson, that one play where he shedded that block really quick and got that TFL. I love when I see that from him, especially because he's somebody who, for a year or so, we've been waiting for things like this out of him. And now we're finally really getting it on a bigger stage here. And I think as he continues to just develop and, stay healthy, hopefully, I think he's going to be a huge piece to this playoff push. I really do. But obviously we got to get better as a unit at this pass rush thing anyway. But I loved what I saw at that play from him, effort and all.
I'd have to go with Caleb Downs on. I think it was a screen pass that two people were blocking him, two big people, and he kind of went right through him. I don't think he made the initial hit, but he made the tackle. I'm going to go with that one. But I think the guy that we're missing on this defense that has just been lights out almost all year, Caden McDonald. How great has he been? Really and that swim move that he made and tackle down by the goal line. The dude is just he's going highly in the NFL draft. But I don't think we talk about him enough of how much he's anchored that middle. But yeah, I'm going to go Caleb Downs.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't talk about him because he's doing the dirty work that doesn't get highlighted.
Yeah.
Clogging up them running lanes in the middle of that defense. So.
Almost like me doing the laundry and dishes at home. My wife does not give me a high five and praise all the time. I'm doing the dirty work and I get no praise for it.
Not even a slap on the backside?
She does, but that leads to other things, and she doesn't want to do that. So she doesn't want to start anything with me. So.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Chris, y'all defensive play or hit of the game?
I'll tell you, we've got a new name. It's officially called the Booby Block. Come on. Come on. You have to talk about the punt and the Booby Block. Running in there, got the hands up, just hits you right in the chest. That's my defensive play of the game.
How surprised you think he was? This ball just hit me.
Well, the way he celebrated it was like you would have thought he got his arm up there and his hand on it or something. Not like he just kicked it right into him.
Yeah.
The Booby Block.
Can
anybody coined that yet, or are you the first one? Like, did you see that somewhere?
One.
Did you see that somewhere, Chris?
No.
All right, we got Bart. The T-shirt needs to be made this week. We need the Curry Booby Block. We need to get
the Booby Block.
Yeah.
Are we doing this PG rated? I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Why? What were
but
you
could put like
there?
an X on the chest where the ball hit or something.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes.
Like those one T-shirts that have the play drawn up on it, and they have the name. Just do that. Put the X right there. Can I ask the Wolverines punter to do that in a couple weeks?
Right? No kidding.
Can he do that for us, please?
Speaking of which, by the way, and I know this is a side note, and I hate to get off on a tangent. Why the hell were they carrying that kicker off like they just won the damn national championship? They beat Northwestern.
I'll tell you why.
Come on.
That's exactly where that program is. That's where they've been for a long time without the cheating. They're such a desperate loser program that's the greatest thing in the world to them.
Pathetic.
Well, I kind of disagree. They won a ball game. We beat freaking a lowly Purdue on Holy Buckeye, and we went crazy.
Okay.
Why should we not do that? Because we should have beat them
different era,
different style of play.
Come on,
30-yard field goal should be automatic.
Purdue was a lot
for
better
a field goal kicker in college.
Is that how you do it? Is that how you get them riled up, Eric?
Purdue was a lot better of a program back then, by the way, under Joe Tiller.
Yeah,
they were respectable.
They were a thorn in our side.
Well, I think Northwestern's respectable. They're not terrible.
Do you know that beating Purdue last week put us at 5-5 in West Lafayette in the last 25 years? That put us even. Like they were before the team up north cheated. They were like the ones that were beating us.
Yeah.
A lot.
And if the NCAA would have treated Michigan like they treated Michigan State, then they would have still had that mantle.
Preach it.
You're welcome, Eric.
Yes. We've got 142 watching currently live, 52 on YouTube. Make sure you're smashing that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do so. We're only 153, I think, away from our 5,000 goal by the end of the season. So you can help us out by either subscribing if you're not already, or sharing the show with your friends and family and say, hey, go over there to the OHIO podcast and make sure that you're subscribed to their channel and help those guys out. Nico, would you like to add anything to this conversation? That's what I thought, buddy.
He didn't.
Still dealing with
He makes better points than Chris sometimes.
Oh!
Damn.
He's supposed to be smiling.
I would respond, but it would just be like arguing against a Michigan fan. It's just a
wow.
Ouch.
We're digging deep.
Yeah, man. You got Gus Johnson over here. Hurt my feelings. Gus, what'd you think about that touchdown?
Give him the husband. Give him now. Oh my God! But if it was Jeremiah Smith, touchdown Ohio State.
Touchdown Ohio State.
Well, famous.
He apologized live during the Michigan Northwestern game for that call.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it Bo Jackson where he actually ran up the sidelines and made a touchdown, and he didn't actually acknowledge it was a touchdown until later?
Probably.
He's lost his luster a little bit.
Yeah.
He really has.
All right, guys, we have a brand new commercial for all of you. It's a little bit shorter of a commercial than we've had in the past. It's our commercial. I hope you enjoy it. We'll be right back. We have new merch just in time for the most wonderful time of the year. Get your OHIO podcast t-shirts, hoodies, and hats, and more thanks to our partnership with King Kong Bart and his printing company in Bucyrus, Ohio. That's right. You can now rest assured that when you purchase merchandise from the OHIO podcast, it is being printed and shipped right here from the Buckeye State. And even better than that, you can financially support your favorite hosts. For instance, if you want to support Mika, you can do so by purchasing her Illuminati merch. 50% of all profits will be shared with each host upon payments. Get your new OHIO pod merch by clicking on the link below this video, the link provided on our YouTube channel, or by visiting our website at theohiopodcast.com. Just click on the store link and it'll take you straight to our new online store. So what are you waiting on? Help support your favorite Ohio State podcast, your favorite hosts, and share your Buckeye pride all year round. OH! There we go.
Guys, Ohio State basketball won today over Notre Dame on a
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're part of our Patreon, you could have listened to myself and Bart and James. We were out there. We were calling the game, having a great time, watching that comeback.
I'm not getting my hopes up.
It was not a pretty first half. Not gonna lie.
Doing it.
Listen, Alex, this Ohio State team has a major flaw. Major flaw.
Yeah.
If we go up against a Big Ten team with a big guy in paint, we're in trouble.
That's been that way for a lot of years.
I know.
We need
It's not
a
gotten any
center.
better.
We need a center so bad.
I
It was
know.
an ugly first half, but even uglier in the second half when Bart joined.
Wow.
Okay, that's. I think I brought so much to that, Christopher. It was amazing.
But the
insight I
commentary
gave.
was brilliant, Bart. That I'll give you. The commentary was brilliant.
Hey, I apologize, Chris. Let's just make this a great rest of the
Let's
show.
have fun.
Man alive, it is getting personal up in here.
No, in all seriousness, man, have you got the design laid out? We talked about it earlier. Have you got it?
I
laid
have
out?
not, but
It was a brilliant idea you had.
Can we give my idea, Eric?
Sure, you can talk about it.
So I'm thinking about making a shirt that has instead of the Brady Bunch, it'll be the podcast, the High Podcast, with Eric and Chris as the. You guys can choose the mother and father. I have my choice of which ones I think it is, but I won't share those right now. And then having three of the people on each side of who has their individual podcasts, and I think it would be a great. I think it'd be a great shirt.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be a fun shirt.
I still thought that we should have kept a square for Bart. He said he didn't.
No,
want
I
to do
don't.
it.
I do not need a square. I'm just in here for comedic relief, I think. So.
But you're great at it.
Who gets to be
I
Marsha?
am
Who
very
gets to be
good at it,
Marsha?
Marsha.
Marsha.
Oh, it's gotta be Cory. Come on.
Yep.
Perfect.
Hey, who would throw the? Hey, which one of them? If you guys watched the Brady Bunch, remember when they threw the football and hit her
Mhm.
face and broke her
Yep.
nose?
Yep.
Who would be the one that wouldn't be able to catch it and break their nose?
I wouldn't be able to catch it. I was gonna say if you were gonna say who would be the one to throw it, I'm gonna say TG.
Yeah. Yeah.
She throws so fast that nobody's gonna be able to catch it.
There you go.
I
I
could
don't
see that.
know. I don't know.
You know what? Because my eyesight is getting really, really bad, it'll probably be me.
I would say with me, it's the arthritis in the hands. So
My eyesight is getting so bad. Last time I went to the eye doctor, they informed me that without my contact in my left eye, I am legally blind.
Get you some glasses, man. They're not that bad.
I know, but I can't. I mean, I'd have to get. I'm gonna look like Harry Carey when I get my glasses on here. Right?
I'll
Just
tell
come
you
on
what,
in.
I had that
Buckeyes
laser
win!
eye surgery
Buckeyes
about
win!
15 years ago. Greatest thing ever.
I
But
know.
as I get older, I have to wear, these are reading glasses. And so I have to wear all these all the time. But I can still see, I have still 2015 vision far away.
How
I
is
can
it
see,
that the
I can
oldest
see that
person
buffet
here?
from a mile away. So
Bobby Mack.
I think he's talking about you, Chris. I wouldn't put up with that crap.
Oh my
No,
god.
I agree with him. It's supposed to be a big rectangle at that.
Damn.
Ah,
And
nice.
I'm short
one,
too,
RG.
so you can turn my box sideways.
That's a
Oh
good one.
shoot! John offered me a job. Believe it or not, I just couldn't do it. I got an opportunity to be a sports writer for Sports Illustrated for Notre Dame, but I couldn't do it, guys. I just can't see.
I
Talk
could do
about
it,
Notre-
Eric.
Talking about Notre Dame would be rough.
I just don't have the passion for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
I
got
can
plenty
talk
of
about
passion
Notre
for
Dame, and I can respect what Notre Dame has to offer as a fan of college football, but to sit down and write every single day, to
Yeah.
write about a team which means I would have to dive in and get to know them, and then I'm like, I can't turn my back on my Buckeyes like that.
And the problem is, if anybody ever found out that you were an Ohio State fan, it would be like automatic discrediting.
Yes,
It'd be
yeah,
like, oh,
and then
Ohio
all of
State
you would be mad at me. You all
Yeah.
would be like, you know, you're not a true fan of Ohio State. You write for Notre Dame. And I'm like, obviously, if Sports Illustrated for Ohio State gives me a call and offers me a position to write, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because John
Bobby
is...
Mack's right.
What?
He'd be fawning over Freeman.
You would have to learn how to...
I would jump right in. I'd last about a day. I'd last about as long as Portnoy did on ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah, one article. You would write one article.
One sentence. Freeman sucks.
Kennedy would fire me himself.
Kennedy wouldn't hire you. First off, let's be honest.
Oh, come on.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, the RDCB, that's your fault for this tangent we just went
Chris,
off.
we might get another crack at them. So
yeah,
get another
indeed
crack
we
at
might.
Which is ridiculous. There's no way they should even be in consideration for the playoff.
yes, they should.
All right, they should.
How dare you, Alex? Come on.
All right.
Come on. How do you rank them
They
ahead of
should.
Miami?
Really? Are we going to do this right now? Really?
No, I'll
Let's
stop.
not talk about them. My gosh. Let's talk about the fact that we have not one, but we have two wide receivers who are injured currently. Let's talk about that. If you're anywhere near Twitter or on Facebook today, the Ohio State fans are, depending on which ones you're talking to, are in meltdown mode. It is Chernobyl type of stuff because Tate has missed 2 games in a row, and Jeremiah Smith was seen limping to the locker room and didn't play more than the first 3 possessions. That was it.
Yeah.
I think. So is Tyler still in the, or not Tyler? Is Sean, are you still in the chat, Sean?
I imagine.
Sean, if you're still in the chat, let me know. Sean called me with some information on that one. Really, really good information, by the way. If you're still with us, I'm going to ask you a question.
He's there. He's here.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Sean, do I have permission to reveal what you told me about JJ
Yes, Eric.
in a
He said yes.
professional way?
He said yes.
Yes, he's here. I want to make sure I have his permission to use this information. Okay, he did. All right. So, Sean is a great communicator, and he communicates with a lot of former, current, and maybe future Buckeyes. And he noticed there was an individual standing near Jeremiah Smith on the sideline who he communicates with. And he sent him a message that was basically like, hey, is he good? And the reply back from the gentleman was thumbs up. So I believe Ryan Day when he says he could have played if we needed him to. But we've heard this song and dance from Ryan Day before, guys. And then it comes down to push comes to shove, and the player doesn't end up playing because he's not good. And sometimes I don't know, is Ryan Day just trying to pull the wool over future opponents' eyes for something? Or is it he thinks that that's the way it's going to be, but then the player thinks, NFL's coming up. Have I put enough film out there already? Do I want to risk millions of dollars? So all of those things being said, I'll open it up for you first, Alex. Give me your thoughts on all of this, where you stand with this, on these two particular players heading into the last two games of the regular season.
Well, I'll first start off by saying, obviously, Jeremiah Smith can't go to the NFL yet. So there would be no point of him keeping himself out for selfish purposes.
He could sit out if he wanted to, I guess.
He could, but I don't see either of these guys being that type of player. Just like I thought it was ridiculous 3 years ago when Buckeye fans say that JSN quit on the team. Did anybody not realize that the coaches put JSN in twice throughout the season after that injury way too soon and ended up just re-aggravating that injury?
Iowa. I remember the Iowa game.
Yeah, and
we were there.
Yeah, a game before that too. One of the non-conference games, I believe. But they tried rushing him back twice and just set him back even more when all they had to do was keep him out past that Iowa game, and he probably would have been able to play for the Team Up North game and whatever came after that. I just think it's ridiculous that our fan base is saying that these players are quitting. We have a national championship to defend or attack. And these players want that more than anything. Why would they quit on the state? If we were like the Team Up North last year with a record of 4-5 or whatever at this point, of course, then you might sit out. But there's no quitting these guys. When I hear Carnell Tate has tightness in his Achilles, you're not putting him in. You're not putting him in unless you absolutely need him, or maybe not even then, because you can't. Because if he tears that, he's screwed for a year plus. And we don't need him against Purdue. We don't need him against UCLA. We don't need him next week. He won't play next week. Spoiler alert. He probably won't play against the Team Up North either, which sucks because I know he wants that game. But if we can save him for the playoffs, if he can play by then, do that. Jeremiah Smith, I don't think his injury is nearly as severe. Something might be happening in these practices. Something might have happened during the bye week to cause Carnell Tate's. I don't know. But I don't think Jeremiah Smith is as serious as Carnell Tate's. I think you'll see him in the Team Up North game. You will not see him next week. I would put any amount of money on it. We don't need him for Rutgers. You don't. Ryan Day, as we've seen him, he learns these lessons the hard way. He learned it with JSN. He learned it the hard way. If we don't need him, don't use him. We will need him for the Team Up North. Save him another week. Jeremiah Smith is fine. I totally believe Sean's source. And I think he'll be ready for Ann Arbor. I do not see Carnell Tate playing in Ann Arbor, but I hope he does because I know all those players want that. They want that so bad. So I hate that there's fans that are saying that they're quitting on the team. That is ridiculous. We have too much in front of us on the table to accomplish for anybody to quit just because of draft stock. This isn't, we aren't some low program that plays for nothing and doesn't have any reason to play. So I think that those people are ridiculous. These players are not quitting and they will play again at some point. We're just trying not to get them permanently injured for the rest of the year.
I think this is a different game than it used to be 5-6 years ago. They could potentially play 17 games. This is an NFL schedule now. This is not, hey, let's have 12 games in a year. You have to have some load management. The only thing that was concerning about me with Jeremiah, which I have zero insight, just the way he was walking. Not when the cameras were on him. It's when the cameras were off of him. And I've done it before, hamstring. That's the first thing I think of. And that is not easily to come back from at all. That could be easily aggravated. Now, I think Tate was dressed for Purdue. He just didn't play. So that tells me it's not that bad. And it's like, hey, we don't need you against UCLA. Let's just make it 100%. We're wide receiver U for a reason, people. We recruit top 10 receivers every year. So if we don't have enough good receivers on that bench to fill in for them, then Brian Hartline is not as good as I thought he was. But he is good. And we do have receivers like that. I'm not concerned other than I just fear that Smith did something to his hamstring. And if Sean says that, I really want to believe him, but until he actually suits up against Michigan, I'm going to be in pins and needles until then. But there's nobody on that team that doesn't want to kick the crap out of Michigan, that wants to go into the playoffs, doesn't want to beat Indiana. They will do whatever. But I think it's a lot of load management because we could potentially play 17 games in a year. So that's my thought.
And to your point, they might be without Jordan Marshall. We don't know that yet. They're already without Justice Haynes. So
yeah,
hopefully both can be as healthy as they could be.
Yeah, you said it best there, Bart, because Ryan Day is playing the long game here. He's not going to play anybody he doesn't have to. You've got these two guys who are both obviously first-round draft picks, one this year, one next, who are really the driving force behind your offense. And you're not going to do anything to risk that for the playoffs. The nature of the injuries, I've heard everything from normal wear and tear to just minor undisclosed items. But overall, I mean, this is a mountain being made out of a molehill right now. I really think it is, because these injuries, I am concerned with what you said, Bart, because I am concerned about the possibility of a hamstring, because he had that kind of John Wayne walk going on as he was going back to the locker room.
Unless he had to go to the bathroom. I don't think he had to.
Yeah, so unless he was trying to hold it in,
Yeah. He was like kicking that leg out, bringing it back in, kicking it out.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Maybe that's just his cool walk. I don't know, but
could be.
Yeah.
But the hamstring is obviously a concern, but I think he's okay. I trust Sean's sources because you know what? His sources have not let us down so far. So,
I've walked that way before, Eric, when I had to go to the bathroom. So just letting you know.
Usually when you're walking like that, it's fast though. It's
right.
I don't do anything fast nowadays, but okay.
But,
I've heard that Joe Paterno jog.
Yeah, there you go.
I've heard people take shots at the conditioning program. That's a load of crap.
No,
this is still one of the premier conditioning programs in the country. I've heard people take shots at their toughness. That's a load of crap. Jeremiah Smith is possibly the world's most tremendous sports specimen. The guy is like a god out there, So I don't buy into any of that. I think that there's no evidence pointing to any kind of neglect in the conditioning or preparation. There's nothing that's going to indicate that these are severe injuries. Nothing major happened to cause these injuries. I think this is more a precautionary measure and nothing for anybody to be upset about.
Jeremiah really reminds me that the athlete he is and what he trained is a former Buckeye that was really good at that. And that guy's name was Marcus Freeman. He was a specimen back in the day and just a great athlete. So
yeah, he's a brown,
Eric, what do you
squishy
think
specimen. Now? He's a brownie bite.
Yeah, what if he's our head coach someday?
Oh.
Well, you won't have to hear from me anymore.
We posed that question to Chris before.
Oh, what's up, Austin? Good to see you here tonight, my man. So I'm gonna highlight Tyler's comment here because I think this explains a lot on how I kind of feel. Next week you use Quincy Porter, Mylan Graham, Bryson Rogers. Your point spread is 33.5 points. These are all high 4-star, 5-star kids. Time to play like it, boys.
Quincy
Right?
Porter is more than capable too. I love that kid.
I'm going to say something, Chris. I hate to say. I'm going to do it tonight.
Next man up.
Next man up. I said it. There you go, people. Don
There you
McClure
go,
said
people.
it. Next man up, dude.
Now, if
That's-
JT Barrett just had a little eligibility left, then we could rest Julian too.
Amen. Amen, baby. I love me some Joe Thomas Barrett. I hope he coaches on the staff someday. I think he is excellent.
I'd be on board for that.
Now, there's something else here. This is total 100% speculation. I have zero sources. I have zero anything. It's not even a rumor I've heard. It's just me thinking. Was this Gene Smith again getting us and biting us in the butt?
The
Yeah.
turf,
Yes.
it's awful. It needed replacement
Especially in that
2 years
weather.
ago. Yeah, it's terrible.
You cannot point to any play for Carnell Tate and or Jeremiah Smith in any game where you thought, uh-oh, they're hurt. Something happened there.
Yeah.
This, all of a sudden, out of practice, the next game, Carnell Tate's hurt. We get news on yesterday, Jeremiah Smith is kind of gumpy. He's questionable for this game. Is this happening at practice with this stupid turf?
It's got to be. There's a reason it's banned in the NFL.
Yeah.
It's got to
I completely disagree. I think it is Ryan Day playing the long game, like Chris said, and instead of coming in there and saying, having all these questions like, why isn't Jeremiah Smith playing? Why isn't he playing today? Why isn't Carnell Tate playing? You have to almost make up things like there's no way he's questionable today on a Saturday. It is his way of explaining why he took him out in the game, and don't have to explain all the other things to him. I don't think there's really that much of an injury. I just think things like that don't come out of the blue.
Or is this like Ryan Day playing chess, being like, "Oh, if I make the team up more, think that they're hurt."
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, guys, come on.
Like, did you notice
on.
Jeremiah's
Yes,
walk was
not checkers.
almost too pronounced?
Yeah,
It was,
chess-
yeah. That's
chess,
a great
not
point, Alex
checkers,
and Chris.
guys.
Yes,
That's not check.
You guys are
it's
insane.
4D chess he's playing right now against the state up north.
Hey, perfect.
You guys,
works.
come on.
If
Those
it
boys
works-
can't handle checkers up north, so I wouldn't try 4D chess.
Until someone tells me otherwise, I'm blaming Gene Smith for this.
I agree.
You
I
got
think
this
that
unreasonable
tears
hate
off.
for Gene Smith.
It's
Eric.
no,
I
that's
hate
not.
Where it comes
It's
from.
not
I
an
hate him so
unreasonable hate. The dude was his job as athletic director is to do what? Make sure the Ohio State football program, which is your freaking cash cow, is well taken care of. You got Ohio Stadium literally falling apart. You've got tile ceilings falling on people's heads in the press box. You have to wait in line in D-Deck for half an hour to take a piss. And what do we? Let's make sure our rowing team has the best facility ever. I'm sorry. I love the rowing team, but they make zero for this university. Zero.
Doggone it, Bart, you're right. This is fun.
Is that Chris
Oh.
Boggs I'm looking at right now?
Eric.
That was an epic Chris Boggs rant.
That's
You
good.
are speaking my language. I'm so glad there's somebody that has a disdain for That guy is a snake. He put 2 legendary coaches under the bus to save his own hide. He is a snake, and I'm so glad he's out of this university now. He sucked in every way. And to his point, the rowing team. Oh, let's give them what they need. Oh, the women's volleyball team. Like, oh, that's great. I'm glad they all have teams, but who really matters at Ohio State? I was even at one point saying, you know what, this basketball program sucks. Whatever they're getting, put it towards the one that actually matters here. Football is keen in this state. Keen in Columbus, Ohio. They deserve everything, including an updated facility that doesn't suck compared to the team up north even. Like, everything should be for this team, this program that funds the entire freaking university. Screw Gene Smith. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah,
God.
you know what? Gene Smith did one good thing. He did have the falling tiles were pelting the media in the head. That was okay.
It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
When you're on national television and they pan the camera over to Curb Street and whatever his name is there, ESPN or ABC, and you can see the wiring and where there's no like tiles in the ceiling. That's embarrassing. When you
It's not a
walk
good
through the
look,
shoe and it looks like asbestos falling from the pipes because you don't have a couple $100 to put nice padding around the pipes.
When you have
That
illegal
was
in the NFL
asbestos.
turf, and when you have a crappy small scoreboard on one end zone that nobody can see half the time because it's so small in comparison to the other one that's not nearly as big as it probably should. There's so much stuff that could be done to the stadium, to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center, to the safety of these players. We've had injuries because of this turf since it's been put in. Like,
Yeah,
it's got to change.
To go full circle,
I agree with everything you're saying, by the way.
I know, and you should. Everybody should.
Except I'm still okay with the guys getting pelted with the.
Depends on who it is.
be-
The Kirby gets knocked
I
upside
care
down at the
about
same
if they
time,
have
I'm fine.
NIL money and they kick people's crap every Saturday. That's what I care about.
I care about that
and there, you can't tell me that there's injuries this year because of our field conditions. It doesn't
I can.
happen.
I can.
Doesn't happen. Now, I think the stadium could be better. I do agree with that. But we get the best players every year. NIL, we are champs in that. I think we could do better. And we're kicking people's butts. I could give crap what the stadium looks like. Spend it where we have the players.
I understand what you're saying, Bart, but to my point, Gene Smith chose the worst possible field turf to put inside of not only the shoe, but on our practice field and in the Woody. And now we have guys with injuries to their ankles. Yeah, lower body injuries. And you can't point to a game where it happened. And if it's happening in practice because of this stupid turf, yes, I'm going to blame Gene Smith for this. 100%.
Give me an injury you think that happened at.
Cornell Tate, when did it happen?
We have no idea that it happened that way.
Exactly. So it had to happen in practice.
I don't think it happened
a few years ago. Had a lower body
You don't
injury.
think Cornell Tate's injured?
No.
I think he is.
See, Chris, see how great this is? See,
awesome.
what they do is just you get the opposite of what they say and then let them go Chris Wild on them, and we have a fun show.
I realize now how much fun
It is.
how much
I'm
fun
just
this
telling
was
you what.
from the other side.
Yeah,
This
Shut
is
up,
awesome.
Freeman lover. Go back in your corner over there and cry about Freeman. This is between Big King Kong Bart and I. All right? Let the super heavyweights have this fight.
I do hate to agree with Eric. Believe me, I hate to agree with Eric. but I will say this: if you want to continue to get the best players in the country, you need to have the best facilities in the country because they do look for that. You may not look for it. I may not look for it, but the players do look for it.
I agree, but we're a winning program. We put people in NFL. That's what they look at: our weight room, our conditioning, our coaches.
Which our weight room is outdated.
Top notch of all that stuff.
Here's a stat for you,
Lee.
Here's a stat for you. This turf has been proven to cause 58% more likely lower body injuries than even natural grass. I forget what the other one was compared to other turf that we've had before, but it's been proven that there's a higher risk for lower body injuries because of this turf, this specific turf. It's not safe. That's why the NFL said, no, you can't have that turf anymore.
But how many major injuries have we had in the last 2 years that's keeping people? We have not had many. You tell me a major player that's been out, JSN, how many years ago? Other than that, how many major injuries have we had?
He got hurt because of
Travion
that.
Henderson.
He got hurt.
And how long was he out?
He was out
majority
6
of the season.
weeks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
6, 7
Emeka Egbuka missed a lot of time because of a lower body injury.
Well, when I pose the questions, you guys aren't supposed to have answers. You're supposed to agree. So I'm shutting this down right now because I'm wrong. Okay.
I'm saying it's just like we've had some major players miss time from lower body injuries after they played a game.
But so is every other team known to man, and they have great turf. I don't agree. Every
Because
other team has injuries, and you can't blame the turf on every freaking team having injuries. You just can't.
But the point is, we could be lessening the likelihood of the injuries happening with the proper turf if we didn't have a lazy former AD who decided to go the cheap route because he's got to get money for
Okay.
every other program and all this other stuff.
But enough griping about Gene Smith. Why hasn't Bjork done something about it? If it's that bad, why hasn't Ross Bjork stepped up?
Great question, Chris.
It's on the agenda, just like improving the shoe in the Woody Hazel Flag Center. It's on the agenda. It's all about getting the money and all that good stuff. But he's at least making it a priority. It's going to happen. Just like Gene Smith had many years to put statues of Archie Griffin and Jerry Lucas up. We had plenty of years to do all that stuff, and now it's finally getting done. We're finally recognizing the greats.
Exactly.
Things
So
are
why
getting
hasn't
done
Jim
now.
Tressel dotted the I yet?
It'll happen.
Well, at least Jim Tressel's welcome back to the freaking university again since Bjork's been back.
Yes.
Freaking Gene Smith holding some stupid grudge with Jim Tressel just because and Jim Tressel fell on the sword. Chris, you son of a gun, you did it to me again.
Amen. Eric, I love that we have the same mind because 2 legendary coaches fell on the sword for that loser just to save his own hide. I hate it. I hate him so much. It was the greatest day ever.
And don't forget, he also cost us a national title.
He did. But I will say, I still think the NCAA would have screwed us and given us just another year of postseason ban if we did it for 2. They were out to make an example out of us back then. Unfortunately, they didn't carry that over to now.
So let me see if this is wrong. TG and Tyler both said Seth McLaughlin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't he get hurt? Carried a
practice.
TV downstairs?
No.
Who did that?
He got hurt at practice.
That was me, Bart.
Oh, you weren't carrying a damn TV. I know that.
Yeah.
Maybe a TV dinner, but that'd be about it.
Oh.
You and I were carrying that TV for Nick in Chicago. Come on, bro.
No, I thought Seth got hurt carrying something down some stairs.
He got hurt in practice.
You guys, no, I think I'm right. You guys are wrong. Okay, next subject.
No, it was definitely practice because I got the alert come across my phone while I was at work.
And guess what? It was a lower body injury.
Yep. Gene Smith had nothing to do with our new field by Safe Light. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He did not. I know Kevin, and he's pretty correct on that.
You do not. 100%. That was Gene Smith who chose that. Sean says we should have Gene Smith dot the I. If Gene Smith dotted the I, would he be booed?
No.
What if Gene Smith dots the I before Tressel? Eric?
I will blow I will have a heart attack because I will blow a gasket live. You all will watch a fat guy die live on YouTube because I will have a heart attack from that. I would absolutely go ballistic.
Or Urban even. Like he should be like the absolute last person ever on the list of the names that are still available. And even then, I don't even think he belongs on the list.
Can he at least ring the bell?
No. Don't touch my victory bell, heathen.
Alex is claiming it.
So, hey, if Urban and Jim got run out of here basically by scandals or whatever, would they ever be allowed to dot the I because of that, you think?
Woody Hayes punched a player and he did it.
But he didn't get did he get fired because of that?
Yeah, Woody got fired for punching that Clemson. He got fired on the tarmac.
But Kirby Smart punches a guy and gets nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Lee says, let Eric dot the I. You guys remember back in elementary school, instead of dotting, you would draw a circle for your eye sometimes, especially if you're right. That's what it would be if I dotted the I, dude. Come on, man. They'd be like, well, when did the I make a blob out there? What is going on?
Is that the tuba or the tuba player out there? I can't tell.
Right.
All right, next topic. We went way too long on that one.
I loved it, though.
That went a completely different direction than I thought it would, but oh well. All right, Cory posted this question earlier today, and I answered it, with a can both be true, and he said, no, you have to pick one. So I'm going to do the same for you guys tonight. Did our running game get fixed, or is UCLA just that bad? Alex. Can't say both.
It's not fixed. It was more so because UCLA has one of the worst rush defenses in college football, which stinks. But I think we did, improve a little something. But if I had to pick, gun to my head, it was because UCLA has a bad run defense. We will see for sure if anything's fixed in 13 days.
I think it did get fixed. And the reason I say, I think you say, if you can't say both, because obviously that's the obvious answer. When Smith went out, we didn't have our top receivers out there. They loaded up the box for the run and still didn't stop us. And when we say fix, does that mean better than the first game? I think it's heck yeah, 100% better than the first 5 games. Is it completely an awesome running game? I don't think so, but it sure is a heck of a lot better than it used to be.
Bart, I've enjoyed agreeing with you so much the last segment that I hate to have to go back to disagreeing.
Oh my gosh.
But the fact is, this is not fixed. This is a UCLA run defense that ranks 121st in the country. They give up 5 yards a carry. They've given up 18 rushing touchdowns in 10 games. They average giving up 191 yards per game on the ground.
And Chris, guess whose rush defense is worse than theirs?
Rutgers. Yeah. So we're going to look really good this past week and next week. Do I think that's going to help the confidence of the players? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to help establish the run game a little more? Absolutely. Do I think that the run game is improving? Absolutely. But is it fixed? Absolutely not. And we're going to find out if it's fixed November 29th. Because at this point, I'm not overly confident that it is fixed. What I will say is this, though. The easiest way to make a big fix in this run game is to get Tegra off the field.
Preach.
I thought they looked better when Van Sickle was in there. I felt like we were getting more push. And don't get me wrong, I like Tegra. I think he's done he did a serviceable job most of the time. But when he screws up bad. It's a lookout block, as in, look out, I just missed my block. So, no, it's not fixed yet, but steps are being made in the right direction.
Well, in my defense, we said we had to pick if it was or we couldn't pick both. So.
Well, and I did.
I know, but Eric gave me that rule, and I never go against Eric, so that's why I did that, because I listened to him.
Oh, well, don't worry about it. Go against him. I argue with him all the time.
You've got to listen to him,
it's okay.
Christopher, or you're going to get kicked out of this lounge, okay? So start listening.
Then why didn't you listen about the turf issue we just talked about?
Alex, Eric is in charge here, and this is who I'm listening to, not you. Eric, go ahead with your excellent point, please.
I don't have one. I'm taking the Missouri route. Show me state. I need to see it against someone with a pulse defensively. And that's not UCLA. It's not.
I'm not sure it's Michigan.
No,
they're better.
Top 15 rush defense. So
yeah. So I will continue to be optimistic about it, but I'm not going to say it's fixed until I see him do it against someone big time. And if we don't have Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate available in those games, they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to do it.
And I will say this is another example of Ryan Day learning his lessons from the past, because in the past he wouldn't have put Bo Jackson and Isaiah West as running backs 1 and 2, and the run game looks a lot better when those two are toting the ball.
Oh, wait. Conspiracy theory, Eric, on what you just touched on. If Carnell Tate and Jeremiah are both hurt, he's got to run the ball. Is that his defense if he calls the offense the way he did last year?
Only if he runs it up the gut a ton And he does insanity route where he just keeps doing something expecting a different result.
I don't think it happens. I think Ryan Day learned from his lesson.
I hope. I'm not
gonna lie, Chris. That did cross my mind when I said it, and I was like, I'm not even gonna go there.
I mean, because it did pop into my mind.
I was so confused, Troy, by what this was, and then I had to sing the song, and then I realized where you were going with that. And then I was like, oh, okay, Charles in charge. Okay, got it. At first I was like, I don't know where you're
way
going.
Back for that one.
Yeah.
Even Scott Baio has more hair than you or I, Eric.
Hey, I've got plenty of hair. Look at all that.
He does, yes.
I've got
excellent point, Eric.
I've got luscious locks. What are you talking about?
It's creeping.
Oh, that's just my head getting fatter. My forehead's growing.
Got that Peyton Manning going on.
Yeah.
This is
Next
the
thing you know,
Peyton
you see Eric
right
out there throwing the football at the backs of little kids.
Yeah, that's by far my favorite Peyton Manning thing of all time is him on SNL playing dodgeball with kids. If we go into that game, and our game plan is we're going to have to beat them by running the football. My forehead might get bigger from just me beating it on the side of the wall. The
saving grace this year, though, is I think our defense is better overall than it was last year. I trust Matt Patricia a lot more than I trust Jim Knowles. And they did great. They did great last year, but then they let that one little play go towards the end of the game where Mullins got free.
Yep.
I don't see this defense doing that. I think, and especially if they don't have Justice Haynes and maybe not Jordan Marshall, that might play into our favor, and they'll use that as the excuse, of course. But even if Jordan Marshall plays, let's say, I trust this defense a lot more because of Matt Patricia. I really do. And I think Matt Patricia, this is just me speaking out loud, I think he's got a little bit of that in his mind where he's like, those people up there hate me for that Detroit era. They have a lot of things to say about me. So what's the best thing I can do? Go beat their favorite team and be the reason why it happens. I think he's going to have Bryce Underwood in hell.
We can't count on them calling a flag for holding. The refs haven't called one in over 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
I mean, we can't even at this point. You can't even use that as a talking point, let alone an excuse.
I get you though. And like, if we do have to run the ball a lot more against them, it cannot be. I Mason Graham and that other guy aren't there this time, but it's still, we can't go up the gut. We got to find a way to get him in space. Have to.
Scott, it's the last hurdle in his career. This is it. He has to win this game. He's done everything else as a Ohio State coach already, except beat them with his own players. Because the excuse that we can give is, he won the first year, but those were Urban's guys he won with.
So, crazy thought, and it's probably going to freak people out, but I think it's very legitimate. I think if he loses again this year, and we even start to see the reaction that we saw last year, I think Ryan Day walks away.
Bill Rabinowitz said they were almost ready to walk away after last year.
I think if it's anything close.
Nina was packing boxes, bro.
Yeah. I think if it's anything close to the reaction last year, you will see Ryan Day walk away. And what I would say is this. Was I over the top last year? Absolutely. Now, I wasn't one of these psychos out there threatening people or saying crap about his family, because that's next level stupid. But if you're an Ohio State fan, you have to decide to yourself right now, before that game even takes place, what is more important to you. Because the fact is, he can still win you a national championship without that game. But is that game worth chasing him out of town again?
No, it's not.
I'm so traditional though. I enjoy beating them. It is
I enjoy
everything to
beating
me.
him too, Alex, and
It
I'm a
is
traditionalist
everything
as
to
well.
me. It's everything to me. Getting to mercilessly verbally assault their fans on social media it just brings me so much joy to see their pain. So sadistically, I need that. I need that back in my veins. I haven't
Well-
had that in a while. I need my fix.
And I
So
understand that, but what's more important to you, that or another national title?
I've answered this before. Beating them is like the most important thing to me, and I know that's crazy.
And
I get it.
I used to think that same way
But the thing is,
until we got to where we are in this NFL light model.
I don't think I've never looked at us as like we're on an Alabama level, even though we could be. Especially if Ryan Day has this like mindset and this change that everybody has said they've seen in him now, where they're just like he's got a different look in his eye. And if he goes up there and beats them, I think it'll be a long while before he loses them again. I really do. I think if he gets over that last hurdle, we'll see another streak. But if he loses to them again, then all of a sudden everything he just built up to get that different look crumbles again.
But we don't hear crap about the fact that Nick Saban lost 2 to Auburn and 1 on the way.
It's not the same rivalry.
That
is the fakest rivalry of all time. They didn't play for 41 years.
I agree, Alex.
They started. They didn't play for 41 years, and then they started again. And everybody all said, "Oh, this."
But
is
you know what,
rivalry.
Alex? I'll say this: this isn't the rivalry it once was. It hasn't been the rivalry since they chickened out in 2020 and cheated for 3 years. They disgraced the rivalry. They made the rivalry less than.
But they've been winning the game. Whether it's been
but
cheating
they cheated
or not,
to do it.
I know, but they've been winning it. And they've been winning it online with their fans.
Well, their fans are a bunch of dumbasses. They can think whatever they want to think.
I know, but just hear me out, Chris. This is the last hurdle for Ryan Day. And that's why the whole year I told you all, and Bart, you're going to love this because you weren't around for this. I said Ryan Day is going to have the ball on the goal line. He needs to push it over the goal line. Us as a fan base, we've got to push him, baby.
Yep.
This is all about the tushy-pushy.
It is.
It's brownie bites, baby. This is all about getting that win. However, as ugly or as beautiful as it looks, it doesn't matter. You have to win this game. If he wins this game, I think all is forgiven for Ryan Day. He's not leaving this team unless he wants to at that point.
Now, see, in the back of my head,
he's going to go on a generational run if that happens.
In the back of my head, that's what he needs is a generational run, because one game doesn't do it for me.
That game is a different game than just one game.
This one is so different.
Even winning
Chris.
one against them doesn't do this to me. It'll do it for me.
But winning the next 4 after that, if he wins this one, will.
Okay.
It'll be real nice.
But I still think that the rivalry's diminished.
Here's the thing. I hate them so much that I hope if we win up in Ann Arbor, our players go to midfield and don't plant a flag, but scoot all over it like you're a dog with poop on its
That's
butt.
close to what I said. I had said somebody's drop trowel and take a crap right there on the block M.
Just completely. I'm tired of being the bigger person and acting like we've been there before. And just the bigger thing would be just walking off and doing nothing because we've been there before. No, I'm past all that now. I want to just disrespect the crap out of that M and make their fans lose their minds and cry and cry and cry
and lick their tears.
Yeah, because they've been hounding at us. They've been getting everything going their way lately. They need to be put in their place in the worst way. And if it were me, I would listen. I'll drive up to Ann Arbor, risk going into jail if I can hop the fence, go to the midfield, and do it myself if I have to. That's how much I hate them. I want them to suffer, and the only way they're going to suffer is if they stop beating us. He's got to win this game.
I think that I kind of changed my mind on the Michigan versus national championship. And the reason that is the SEC, we win national championships, we beat the SEC. Guess what? Every one of my, well, I can't call them friends, but the people you come in contact with every day are Michigan fans. And that's who we interact with every day. We don't interact with SEC fans. So when we beat them, our daily lives are better because of that. If we beat a national championship, is that the greatest thing ever? It is. But who are we going to gloat to other than online with SEC fans? I think beating Michigan is one of the greatest things ever. Although last year that run was unbelievable and I think if we barely beat Michigan, I am not sure if we go on that same run. I really don't. Given that loss and we do have that run and get us to where we're at now, I'll take that, but I can't take it too many more times.
And here's the thing: a lot of people, a lot of Buckeye fans who are using this whole national titles are more important than beating them as a coping mechanism. They were like, well, you must feel the same way about that 2014 one then. We didn't go undefeated then. We lost to Virginia Tech. Yeah, I didn't have to. I know like one Virginia Tech fan. I got a little bit of crap for it. I don't know Virginia Tech fan. That doesn't matter. That was a second game of the year with a new quarterback, and they had one of the greatest defensive coordinators in the last like 25 years just completely outcoach us. Okay, that sucked. Whatever. We won the Natty. We beat the team up north to do it. I look at that trophy last year, as great as it is, and it doesn't have the same sparkle as the other 8 because of that game.
Doesn't bother me one bit. That's because the only Michigan fan I got to deal with is a first grader, so I can handle that.
I know too many.
I don't know any of them because I wouldn't associate with those low life bumps if my life
and I need Connor Stallions. I need their entire media. I need their entire fan base to be back to being depressed. And the only person that's going to get that done is Ryan Day. So if he can look at that other sideline, see those colors, and stop peeing down his leg like he has the last 2 years, I'll give him the other 2 years prior to that he got cheated out of those. But 2023, I'll give it to him. We beat ourselves in that one. We had a chance and we beat ourselves. The last 2 years were a lot closer because they couldn't cheat. So if he stops peeing down his leg when he sees those colors and can get this done, I really believe he will not lose again for a long time, if ever, during the rest
I'll tell you right now, I don't care if he fills his drawers with brownie bites the last week in November for the next 5 years. If he wins a national title after that, I'm fine with it.
I've been confident before, but with their running backs out and watching Bryce Underwood, I don't see how Ryan Day can mess this up.
He did last year.
I really don't.
He found a way.
We've got Julian Sand. We've got two great. There is no way Ryan Day can mess this up.
He can.
I am so confident on that.
He can.
He can't.
He did do it last year.
He did.
I don't think we had. I think our offense, our team is so much better this year than last year.
They had a worse quarterback last year than they've got this year.
We had a better run game last year. Didn't matter.
I just said that was fixed, so we're good to go. Right, Eric?
That's right, Bart.
See, I told you, Eric. Just ask him.
Guys, we need to pray for Michael Colwell. He lives in a house with 2 Michigan fans.
Poor guy.
Dude, Michael, prayers, scarlet and gray prayers for you, brother. You want to talk about somebody who needs this win? That guy needs this win. Bad.
My wife is from Michigan. I married one, but given my physical stature and everything else, I didn't have a lot of choices in the world. So when a girl says, "Hey, I really like you, I'm going to kiss you," I marry them. No, I don't care if they're Michigan fans or not. So I don't want to be alone the rest of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Here's the last thing I'll say. You look at Woody. Yeah, he lost a lot of games to him, but he had a winning record. You look at Urban, 7-0. You look at Tressel, 9-1. That one still counts from 2010, and it'll be reinstated one day, I believe. But Ryan Day could win 3-4 natties, and he'll be put up there because he is the only other one to win multiple natties at Ohio State. But if he has a losing record against them when he leaves, that'll always be a blemish. If he can go like 5-4 and leave after 9 years or whatever, or 9 more years, then that would be great enough. Get a winning record. And he can do that starting now.
Mm-hmm.
If he keeps losing these, it's going to be insurmountable, and he never will.
It's going to be impossible. And even if he were to win multiple national championships, he'll always have that cloud over his head.
He can't have that cloud.
That's why I say one is not enough for me against Michigan.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, you have to have a winning record. Otherwise,
but like Alex and I are saying, it starts this year.
It starts now.
It
should have started last year.
Agreed. By the way, in closing, guys, so 11 Warriors posted this last night, and I think Buck Vader sent it to me, or Mika one of the two. I didn't catch this. Ohio State won their 988 game last night.
Now it's 1,000 now because we're going to reinstate those losses.
Well, here's what we should have done. I was thinking about this. You want to talk about the ultimate slap in the face to the NCAA?
We need to hang a banner. We
should have had that one. We just won 1,000 game banner and had the players and Ryan Day, everybody go to the middle of the field, take pictures, celebrate it. And then everybody goes, wait a second, I thought you guys were at 988. Say, oh, no, the NCAA doesn't matter, obviously.
Gene Smith would have got it done. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, right. Gene Smith.
He's part of the reason it happened.
Bingo.
We self-vacated those games.
Gene would have got it done. Come on, people.
We should have just said, right up yours and not done it.
Troy, that is 100% true. That is a fact. When a preacher says in closing or one more thing, he's halfway done. That's what that means, brother. You nailed it.
What's your side gig?
It's not a side gig. It's a calling.
Well, what's your side calling?
I'm an ordained minister. Yes.
That's right.
There you go, Michael. He says, I appreciate you, Eric and Chris. At least I know I can come upstairs to my bedroom and get on YouTube and listen to Buckeye Scoop and you guys. And that's why we all bicker back and forth over the games. Appreciate
and
you,
Michael, it's great to come on here and watch us on YouTube, but even more if you go check us out on Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon's where it's at, guys. We love to hang out over there. We're having a great time. Bart's over there calling basketball games with us, and we're just hanging out. You get insider information from Buck Vader. He's famously been on message boards for better part of over a decade or two. Well-known, connected insider, dropping dimes for all of you, dropping information. It's an awesome place to be. And if you are a member on Patreon, you get a super secret code that gives you 5% off all purchases on our merch store. New items every single week are being created over there in Bucyrus, Ohio. Not a single Michigan fan's hands are touching our merchandise. Printed and shipped right here from the Buckeye State by Buckeyes. Absolutely love it. Chris,
are you sure Bart's not a Michigan fan?
Bart is not a Michigan fan. I promise me. He might sleep with one, but he's not.
I'm married. There's no sleeping going on. So.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Damn. Wow.
There's a lot of tushy pushy going on. So. Very little brownie bites.
Oh my gosh.
She's got to get you over the goal line, man.
Yeah. Hey, I need some help. Just come and help me get me over the line.
Whoa.
What are we talking about? I thought we were doing 4th and goal here.
Oh man, we're done. That is it. That is it. YouTube is already. We
are devolving as a program as we speak.
Chris has basically got you kicked off of YouTube. So
I'm pretty sure Thursday night TG made sure that YouTube was paying attention to us after Thursday night. We need to be careful on our best behavior here, okay? Oh my gosh. What a fun night, everybody. Thank you so much, Alex, Bart, Chris, for joining me this evening for a great roundtable. We've got 2 more of these left, guys, and then guess what? We are into the postseason, man. This season just goes by so fast. It's like my buddy John Kennedy and I talk about all the time, man. When the season starts, dude, you're drinking from a fire hose, and then by the time the season's done, you're completely drowned, and you actually need February just to recoup the rest
Hey,
of
remind
January,
everybody about
February.
Baker's on Michigan. Dam.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So Game Watch, Baker's Pizza, Bucyrus, Ohio. Doors open at 11 a.m. Bart's company's going to be there. We're going to be there. I think Sean's going to be there. We might have some former Buckeyes possibly said they might come and be there and watch the game. We're going to have some merchandise for you guys to purchase if you would like. We're going to do a 50-50 raffle. We might have some giveaways for some trivia or something in between commercials to help the time go by while we're there. And of course, I think Chris is going to bring something from Maize and Blue for us to wipe our feet on and spit on and everything else while we're there. It's going to be a great time at Baker's Pizza. And there won't be any Game Watch on Patreon, but it'll be right here on YouTube. Cory's going to call the game here on YouTube for everybody, the old-fashioned way like we used to back in the day before we were over on Patreon having a great time. But so if you can't come to Baker's, come hang out during the game on YouTube with Cory and whoever calls the game with him, TG, maybe someone might jump on with him and do that. It's going to be a great time. But Baker's Pizza, if you've never been to Baker's Pizza in Bucyrus, Ohio, it is world famous.
It's awesome.
It is world famous pizza. It is an awesome place, and we get the whole back room to hang out. Big screen TVs, two massive. I don't even call them. What are they? They're like
There's
projectors
3 in there,
or
Eric.
something.
And they're one on each wall, and then one over the.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. There's one on each wall, and then there's smaller ones too. So
Yeah, and it's going to be a great time. And so, yeah, come hang out, make plans to come be there. And you're going to want to be there right at 11 when the doors open because it's first come, first serve. It's not like you could say, hey, I'm here for the Game Watch. There is a limited space in that room. And once they reach that limited space, they cut it off. So be cognizant of that. And so there is that. Thursday night is going to be we're going to have 2 things going on at the same time Thursday night. The Buckeye Ladies show is on Thursday night at 8 o'clock here on YouTube. And then we're going to be doing the basketball Game Watch. Ohio State and Western Michigan play Thursday night at 8 o'clock over on Patreon. Tomorrow night is our call-in show, 8 o'clock right here on YouTube. Fellas, thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate all of you. Be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH in Carmen, Ohio with all your heart. Nico, do you have any thoughts, buddy? That's what I thought. Have a good night, buddy. OH.
I
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.